Hello and welcome to Lord Lukan. It's time to get down with your bad self as we career into another 90-day fiancé before the 90-day. Amongst the wreckage we'll find. Then Gino gets a doggy treat. And there's a scaredy cat.
My God.
Bonsoir, mon ami, and a cheerfully playful hello to you, you beautiful viewer. And a big thank you to the members of the Lukan Manor. Today, we're going straight into
Gilo, Gino. Gino.
And today, Jasmine is tending her garden. Because she's off to see if she can make up with a big G of 90D. As you can see, she's made a little bit of an effort to look good for the evening. And Gino... well, you know, Gino's there too. And he did have a bit of an effort, but he left in it his other hat. Gino is caught between the money and the honey, and he's worried about losing both.
I would never find someone so unique.
Oh, I don't know. I'm pretty sure you can find crazy in most places throughout the world. Take my local bar, for example. Plenty of unique going on in there. Then Gino proceeds to do one of the least convincing performances of "oh sorry, didn't see you come in there" that I've ever seen.
Oh, hi.
Oh hi, yeah, totally natural. Or he's just a bit slow to react. He turns round, sees it's her, then it takes this long for him to react.
Oh, hi.
Anyway, they really get down to the finer details of their predicament.
So,
Finally, Jasmine is sorry if she hurt him.
I'm sorry if I hurt you.
And Gino starts to generate enough electricity for a small European country. But all that movement you're seeing, all that foot action, totally not shaking.
I'm not shaking.
Yeah, it's just all these earthquakes localized entirely beneath his chair.
Aurora Borealis. At this time of year, at this time of day, in this part of the country, localized entirely within your kitchen.
And Gino gives up and throws away the threat of a prenup.
I might forget about the prenup.
That Jasmine says she's proud of the little Gino. And Gino does one of those faces that they do on game shows. It's the kind of face that says you wanted to win the car, but then chose the mystery box and went home with a year's supply of Vagisil. And Gino musters up a bit more acting for his next big line.
We both love each other very much.
Marvellous. Not a dry eye in the house, you know, and it wins over the lady's heart. You know, because suddenly it's some sort of cat. And oh look, the food's arrived. And is Gino gonna be a good boy and eat up all his dinner?
Aww.
So it's all fine, there's no prenup and everybody's mostly happy. Wouldn't it be slightly sinister though if someone was to bring up death-related stuff unprompted?
Would you consider having a will at this moment?
My guess is Jasmine in the billiard room with the but maybe it was just a one-off thing to say. Maybe she'll change the subject.
Let's say that you die.
Okay, no, not at all.
I'm gonna be alone in the United States.
Well, it's expensive being a grieving widow, you know. But Gino is wary of the Brazilian black widow and can see the hypocrisy.
Anything can happen.
So he reassures her that she'll have some support should the worst happen.
If something happens to me, you'll be with my family.
And after considering the liquidation value of Gino's mum, Jasmine keeps pushing for the will. And while she keeps barking up that tree, we're gonna fling ourselves over with youthful abandon to Vietnam, where we catch up with Dave and Sheila.
Do you have reservation?
Yeah, I think the language barrier will be a bit of a pain in the bum. Oh, and she looks like she's about 12, and that kind of throws up a bit of a red flag to me. I do love a bit of sign language though, but how intuitive is it? Could you, for example, tell what he's describing here? It's something physical that happened. That's right, they made it to the hotel. Right, what else could it have been? Look, I've warned you before about all that smutty thinking. Maybe we could add our own subtitles. Well, maybe my ASL needs a bit of work, but when talking about spending the night with Sheila, I think we all know what this means. Clearly we can see that means remember to wash your hands. Yep, that's totally what it means. Anyways, they arrive at the room. But the whole two-bed thing is a bit Janet and Misha for them, and they set about remodelling the room. But I think Dave's a little preoccupied with giving her a bit of zhuzhing himself. Oh, hello. Did she get a little poke from the old barge pole there, did she? No, it was just a cockroach. Although Dave was hoping it'd be a bit less roach and a bit more. And after all that talking and flirting, it comes to that moment they've both been waiting for.
And I don't know what to expect.
Well, he's only deaf. He's not like weird. It's not like he's going to slip it into your ear and ask you to call him Shirley. And there's no need to change those socks he's flown in and sweated in. Just leap into bed with all your clothes and socks on. Good job, Dave. And from there, we take a wee trip to see what's going on with Tyray. Last time we saw him, find out that the pictures he'd seen of Carmela were taken from an escort site.
I'm pissed because, like, my girlfriend's on an escort website. Like,
Well, aside from the fact he's a guy called Christian who's admitted catfishing you, yeah, that's totally your girlfriend. But rather than putting it all together and seeing the reality, Tyray is still using his delusion.
then you kind of want to tell your partner that you're escort or whatever.
Ah, so this is the next story. Clearly she's Julia Roberts, and he's gonna save her from a life of ill repute. But you never know. Tyray may have a hamster, a toilet roll, and that special look in his eye. But it's a case that there's more Richard in Carmela's gear than Tyray had bargained for. And he's still having a hard time. Well, not being a deluded puppy.
I don't know, what to believe.
How about this? It's a bloody catfish. Drop it, drop it. Step away from the synthetic loving. Head straight to breakup jail. Do your time and learn something about it. How about that? First steps to change, Tyray. Lose the denial, become aware of your own bullshit. And I'm sure we must have all met someone like that in our lives. So we're going to leave Tyray and see what's happening with Riley. He's a bit disappointed that she's not making time for him while he's in the country. So they go for a lovely tour of some war stuff.
You didn't really prepare for me being here.
And she says,
Show you mud tanks.
Okay.
so Violet's gone for the classic distracting with tanks approach. But Riley's got his big boy trousers on. He's determined to address his feelings with her.
It made me feel like you didn't care.
Okay, well, that's vaguely sweet. And she says she'll try and make more time for him in the future. Then Riley's butt gets all hungry. Nom 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 nom. Then we're off to... Well, polish your maid and fluff up your butler. 90 Days coming to Englandland.
We've had running water for over 10 years, and we invented the cat.
Speaking of which, Cleo's brought hers to the Airbnb.
Start exploring.
I think a dog is really the only socially acceptable creature to go on a date with. Bring one of those and it's pretty acceptable, I imagine, to most people. But bring a budgie or a Burmese python to a date, and I'd say you'd certainly get their attention. Bring a cat, and I'd rate that as a definite eyebrow raiser. But for Cleo, it's deeper than that. And she says,
amazing beings in the whole of the universe, and he has to see that.
well, clearly not. Kimbo is the best in the universe. Sorry, not sorry. Oh, look at his face. Anyway, then it looks like her cat says, oh my god.
My God.
And she unpacks her collection of beige.
Little nervous.
Hey Cleo, tell us about your intimate life.
Initially, one of the first things that Christian said to me is that he's really big
I bet he did. Typical man.
on holding hands, kissing.
Ah, yes, yeah, holding hands. Yes, yeah, I knew that. To Cleo's dismay, Christian has been withdrawing from the idea of physical contact in public, and it's making Cleo doubt his commitment and authenticity. He equated kissing in public to being seen by his parents, which either shows that he considers his parents' dominance to be all-seeing, or that he's just backing up his little dump truck. Cleo worries that
Strong enough to face his family and the haters.
he'll crumble at the sight of the first hurdle. Then we'll see him on social media overcompensating for his heterosexuality. Anyway, Christian's got his bum chum over, and they're talking about the difference between people meeting for the first time and him meeting for the first time.
Like, imagine if you went on a first date, quick, hi, nice to meet you,
Well, it's not too much different from that. But he seems to be under the illusion that because they're committed to each other, they must go immediately to 100 miles an hour and be all that makes a relationship before they've built the foundations. It's essentially just another first date. The emotional risks and rewards are pretty much the same as they would be in any situation. Conclusion? Christian has been a drama queen and needs to have some conviction. As Einstein once said, shit or get off the pot. Christian has a couple of dilemmas. Number one, what to do when he meets her.
Do I kiss her when I first meet her, or do I wait?
I don't know why he's so reserved about public displays of affection. He seems to be pretty happy to express it to his mate quite comfortably.
I love you. Everybody. Love you.
Oh, look at the way his bum chum looked at him.
Loving.
And two, his parents have the attitude that this whole carry-on is the work of Satan himself. and they all but disowned him because of his choices. And because she's got more tackle than an episode of Deadliest Catch, they're not prepared to take any other perspective.
It's not gonna be easy.
Indeed. And while he ponders on the yonders, we're going to Israel, where even the cats have given up on Janet and Misha. And today, Jasmine's going for a personal record at red flagging. Misha's still trying to get her head around the idea that Janet has kept her a secret from his family, and that she's interpreting that as him being embarrassed of her.
You are so tired and you start to speak nonsense.
No, I hate this response. It reminds me of a kind of 1950s chauvinistic mentality. Granted, the culture has been brought up in isn't exactly progressive and modern, but I can't really judge something about morality in a cultural context. It's the whole, don't bother your pretty little head with all this thinking. It's all just crazy nonsense. You must be just ovulating or something. No? How about you address her concerns with a detectable amount of honesty and respect? Red flag offense, mister.
Does that mean you're done with this conversation?
Yeah.
So, he tries to shut her down. It makes him uncomfortable, therefore the subject's off the table. This is where he's starting to show his true colours more and more, isn't it? And frankly, it's not all that pretty. That's red flag offense number 2, mister.
When you start to talk, you never stop.
Okay, so now you don't like it when she talks a lot. Wow, this is a glowing resume you've giving her.
You're the most cute when you're mute.
Okay, stop, you patronizing bastard. Not only are you laughing at her concerns, belittling them and dismissing them as a symptom of being either tired or hungry, but Misha's no fool. She can smell his deflections and calls him on it.
Taking something that someone cares about and sweeping it under the rug really quick.
Absolutely. First, someone like him will control the situation, then the conversation, then it'll be all...
It's important for me to show to Misha that I am the man. A woman cannot control a man.
16 years he had a girlfriend, you say. 46-year-old virgin, you say. Yeah, that's surprising. And all this having real conversations about real stuff seems to be a bit much for Janet.
She started to bother me.
Well, you're starting to bother me, Janet. I'm hating his attitude, and I'm pretty glad it came out this quickly and Misha could make an informed decision quite early. But Misha uses this camera attention to plug her new talk show about serious issues.
By having serious conversations about serious issues that seriously matter to us.
And that's seriously serious about seriousness. And I think Misha had enough of it for one day and decides to treat it like a fart.
I'm gonna just let this linger.
And that draws this part to an end, but don't miss the next part where we meet this person.
Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing.
Dave gets a little wild. And we all get therapy for trauma. Thank you so much for watching this episode. It's so lovely to see you. Check out one of these little beauties. Until next time, stay beautiful. Love to my 3. You take care of yourself.